Ever been in a situation where you knew for sure that you shouldn't do a thing and you couldn't stop doing that thing? Well, today we're going to talk about something that a lot of survivors go through and not a lot of survivors understand is part of their recovery. And that is how often we have a tendency to forbid ourselves from doing things. As survivors of narcissistic abuse, very often we find ourselves telling ourselves, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that, and when we do the things that we think we can't or shouldn't do, we end up feeling terrible about it. And yet, we want nothing more than to do those things. So today, QueenBeing.com, we're going to talk about how to handle that situation. So, let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and we will just get going. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with a really quick little clip from my live stream the other day, which brought this to light. Take a look. Sometimes when you tell yourself you are not allowed to do this thing, or you are not allowed to have this thing, or whatever. One of my clients was saying, you know, I sometimes I just can't get out of bed till 3 o'clock. And I feel terrible about it, but I still work, I do my things because she owns her own business. And she said, but sometimes I just need to stay in bed all day and I just feel terrible about it and I shouldn't do it. And I said, well, are you still managing your business? Well, yeah. Are you still getting things done that you need to get? Yeah, but I just feel like I shouldn't. And I said, don't do that to yourself. Give yourself permission to stay in bed until 3 o'clock if you want to. Another client had a similar issue. It was something else entirely. It was talking to a certain person in her life, and long story, but again, she felt like she shouldn't do this thing. And I said, well, if you tell yourself that you can't do it, then you'll want to do it more. And if other, so one of the things I wanted to say to you guys is, this is something that, like, when I was losing weight, I'm losing weight now. One of the things that has always been important for me, and I didn't realize until I was like, I don't know, 33, 34 years old, was that if I told myself I can't have something, which I did for my whole life until then I would want that thing way more than I ever did before. So one of the things that I do is, like, I'm on this diet thing, and I tell myself, you know what, if I want cake, I will have cake. If I want this, that, or the other thing, I will have that thing, but I just have to write it down in my little, journal thing, my food journal thing, which is really just an app now, but whatever, I have to account for it. I have to be accountable. But if I really want it, I can have it, and I'm not going to be mad at myself for doing it. And the thing is, sometimes when you take away the forbiddenness of something, and I'm not talking about the narcissist, I'm talking about other things, it changes in a positive way, and you don't really want that thing so much anymore. So something to think about, because then it was not a choice of, should I do this thing I'm not supposed to do or not? Then it was a choice of, well, do I want to have the cake or do I want to keep losing weight? So it made a big difference for me. This brings me to the question of the day. Question of the day. And the question of the day is, have you been here? Have you done this? Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your experiences in the comment section below, and let's talk about it. Now, before I go, make sure you take a look at the videos I'm leaving for you right here and right there. And while you're here, hit the subscribe button right there. Thanks for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. And don't forget, you're never alone. You've always got your Spanily. I'll see you soon.